Shalom, giving all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem. Rakakadash, double honors unto the elders and apostles, great Muslim that rule well, and shalom to all of the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect destined to be saved. I'm the brother Caleb from the GMS England London Forecasters Camp. Back with another lesson to help edify the Lord's elect. I always begin by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. And the real Israelites, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, West Africans predominantly. But you will find Israelites that do look like the other nations, because we as a people have been scattered among all of the nations through our various captivities. But if your sea line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like. Because Numbers chapter 1 and the 18th verse clearly states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So this is just going to be a very basic lesson, back to basics I should say. Simple, straight to the point, self-explanatory, but to those who know. And, you know, sometimes it's easy to forget that there's people who may not have heard of this truth before, and they may wonder what some things may mean. You know, everybody comes into this, everybody's a beginner at some point. So this is just a very quick lesson on Esau, for those who may not know, or the Edomites, for those who may not know. So basically, the Edomites are predominantly the so-called white people upon the face of the earth today, because the Most High cursed this particular nation of people with the plague of leprosy. However, due to the scattering, as I mentioned before, you will have Israelites who also are scattered among those people and do have the curse of leprosy. But you know, you try the Spirit by the Spirit. It's the Spirit that bears witness that we are the children of the Most High. So there's a certain characteristic that Edomites have, whereas a Jake who may be dwelling among Esau, he will not exhibit those traits. You know, it's simple to, if you're in the know, you're in the know, but obviously to someone new it might not make sense. But I'm going to start with the basics. So who are the Edomites? The Edomites are known as the wicked according to the scriptures in the Bible, because they are the descendants of Esau. Esau is Jacob's, I believe you say, paternal twin brother. But in the Bible, reincarnation is biblical. And the Edomites are really the reincarnation of Cain. For those of you who may not know of this story, Cain was the first murderer and he slew his brother Abel. You can read about that in Genesis, the 4th chapter, of which I will go to now for edification's sake. You have to bear with me I hope this comes out correctly. I've got a bit of I'm not 100% at the moment, so I hope this is coherent and making sense. Right, let's read Genesis 4:1. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from Yahweh. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was the keeper of sheep, but Cain was the tiller of the ground. And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground as an offering unto Yahweh. Now that's not a lawful offering. You're not supposed to sacrifice fruit to Yahweh. You're supposed to sacrifice certain particular animals. But Cain didn't do that. He wanted to come up some other way. And he got rebuked for it. You know, the scriptures say obedience is better than sacrifice. But Cain was disobedient. And it says, and Abel, he also brought the firstlings of his flock and the fat thereof. And Yahweh had respect unto Abel and his offering. But unto Cain and his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? Why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother. So Cain came to Abel with subtlety. And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. So Cain was the first murderer. And Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Now there's two sins in that verse. First of all, Cain lied about murdering his brother. And then he said, am I my brother's keeper? Now in this truth, brotherly love is a very important component of this truth. You know, Yahweh Shai really pushed that when he was on the scene. And that's something that we carry out unto this day amongst the brethren. You know, this show isn't a one-man show. You know, Yahushua is raising a body of men, and all the members of that body have to be jointly fit together. And, you know, the scriptures say, he that hateth his brother is a murderer. Now, does that mean you cannot hate your biological family members, i.e. your brother? Hang on a minute, let me just put my charger on. Bear me a minute. There we go. Does that mean you cannot hate your biological family members? No. Because if you remember, there's a scripture where Yahushua was interrupted during his teaching by his mother who was outside. I'm roughly paraphrasing it. And the person said to Yahushua, your mother and your sisters are outside and your brethren are outside. And Yahushua looked at the people who he was teaching and he said, who is my mother and my brother? Actually, you know what? Let me try and find that rather than roughly paraphrase it. Yeah, Matthew 12 and 46. It says, and while he talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples, and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. So that means that if you have biological family members in the flesh who are going off according to the scriptures, you're not obligated to deal with them.